Okay, welcome back, y'all. Today I am going to be doing a review on working as a Scoot educator. This is a substitute teacher. This is someone who goes to schools anywhere between kindergarten and 12th grade, K-12, and you go in a classroom and substitute teach, right? The reason why I'm talking about Scoot is because I actually have that job currently. So I'm going to walk you through the hiring process after you get hired, ways that you'll get the assignments, what it kind of looks like on a day-to-day basis, and then also like the stuff that you can kind of make the job work into your favor. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is when you first get the job. Let's say you go online and you do an application. It's like any other job except for the fact that you will be doing a background test that you will have to pay $40 for. They do refund you the money after you start working, but that's probably the biggest difference between this and any like regular old job. Let me show y'all what the requirements are. So here is Houston substitute teachers, right? You do one-on-one check-ins. You do get to talk to the people who hire you on a day-to-day basis. It's amazing. You can tell them, hey, this school was really hard for me. This school was yada yada yada, and they'll let the other substitutes know. You get paid every single week. This is true. It says up to 176 a day. I would say on average it's a little bit less, maybe about 150, but pretty close. It is W-2. There's no onboarding cost, but you do have to pay for the $40. So I guess it is zero, but it's not 100% true because that $40 you pay, you don't get that back like immediately. Like it might take you a month to get that back. And then yes, you can refer friends after working 10 shifts. So hopefully if you see this and you like this, maybe you can be one of my friends and I can refer you. But look at this. This is all you need. You need an associate's degree, a bachelor's, or 60 plus credit hours. Typically, if you have an associate's degree, you have 60 plus college credits, right? Um, this one, oh, the professional resources. This one, yes, this one is actually very serious. They will call, y'all, wait, they will call all three people that are referenced, and those three people will have about 3 days to answer like this long document of questions that they have about you. And that I think is what really determines if you get the job. And they have to be good sources. They can't just be like mom or dad. It has to be like an employer. It has to be like a friend that you've had for a long time. Like it can't just be just anybody. Like they have to be someone who can talk about you, right? And then they do the background check, and they will actually do a virtual. They'll do a virtual interview, and they're gonna be looking to see if like you pass all this stuff, to see if you're good with kids, if you're someone who's able to work with them, if you match the vibe, basically is what they're going to be going off of. So there's this app that they use to do the bookings, and basically this is how you will get your work. So what I do is the day before, like for instance, you see Thursday, I set it as unavailable, but let's say I set me as available. So between now and about 3, 4 a.m., I could potentially get a job sent to me. It's unlikely though, because there's no one working in the office. Typically you'll get a job sent to you no later than like 8 or 9 p.m. Houston time. Um, and then the next chance you get a job to be sent to you is around 6 a.m. that morning. So what would be a typical day would be is I would go to sleep tonight, let's say next hour or so, and I would get up at 6 a.m. in the morning and I would turn this thing on and I would say I'm ready to work. And once I say I'm ready to work, between 6 and 7 a.m., I will get a phone call. I may get a phone call. May. I may, but it's very high possibility because I mean most days when I do it, it's like 9 out of 10 times you're gonna get a job. But there is those few times where you like, I really want to work, but then you don't get a job. Stuff happen. But between those hours, you may get a phone call and they may send you somewhere. Now, if you don't get a call between 6 and 7, they still keep taking bookings all the way up until I believe 11 a.m. So if you keep your thing available all the way in through that time and you're ready to work that day, I would say just stay ready to work because I've had days where I got nothing in the morning and then I went back to sleep. I got back up and it was 8, 9 a.m. and then they gave me a call and say, hey, can you work? And I'm like, yes, I can. And then they'll go, we'll pay you the full rate of the day because we know we missed some daytime. So they're going to still pay you like if you had went to work at 8 o'clock, even though you're going into work at 9 or 10 o'clock. That's the benefit of the late, of them getting you the placement late, because you got that extra pay for the time that you're not even there, right? Let's say you get a booking and then they cancel the booking like a day or two, or say they cancel it the same day. Let's say you get a booking and they cancel the booking the same day that you're about to go out. They'll call you and they say, hey, we canceled the booking. Let's make sure you didn't go out, right? And then what they'll do is they'll put you on the priority list and they'll try to get you to the next school. And then they'll pay you an incentive on top of that to make up for the fact that you potentially could have drove out. Because let's say they didn't know you lived 45 minutes away or maybe you live 30 minutes away. They'll give you a little incentive pay to make up for the fact that you have to reroute yourself to go to a different school because it's not always going to be the same school. You could work at 5 different schools Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You could work at the same school and you could work in 5 different grade levels in that same school. You could be working 6th grade today, 7th grade tomorrow, 8th, 9th, and 10th. You'll never see the same kids some days. You might get lucky and you might get the same class, but that still may not be the best situation because sometimes you'll get a horrible class and you're thinking, I got to do this 2 more days. Ooh, you know? And sometimes you get a great class and you're like, I would love to do this all 5 days. Y'all, if you are new to substitute teaching, take these words like deep into your head. If you are new to substitute teaching, please, please, please stay away from middle school. Stay away from middle school. At least the first week. At least week 1. Week 1, do no middle school whatsoever. No middle school. Do elementary, do high school. Okay? I would even say high school is the easiest option for you. Believe it or not, high school is easier than elementary, and elementary is easier than middle. High school easy, elementary medium, middle school hard. Now, this is in terms of mental labor. Middle school is going to work you like a dog. Okay? So you will love the middle schoolers, but they will also they are going to work you. It's not going to be easy. Everyone talks at the same time. I still can't understand to this day how they're all talking at the same time, and it's so much noise. I don't know. I guess it's something. Elementary school, on the other hand, they're much quieter. They're much easier to work with. There's not as much disrespect. Um, there's a lot more respect in the classroom, generally speaking. Same thing with high school. Even if they aren't following the direction, they're less likely to disrespect you than they are in middle school. Middle school, they will literally say whatever they want to say about you. They will say it in your face. They don't care. It's not an environment that's made for a substitute who doesn't know how to redirect a situation very well. So that's what I'm saying. If you're new, week 1, week 2, do elementary, do high school. Now, of course, you're a teacher in training, then it doesn't matter. Just jump in the water, eat the sharks. You're going to be okay because you're a teacher in training. You have to do it anyway. But if you're not a teacher in training and you're someone like me who has an associate's degree, who just doing substitute teaching because you have a thing for teaching, but you don't want to be a teacher, don't start with middle school. Okay, that's my rant right there. Calling the Scoot office. Okay, Scoot has a phone number. You save it into your phone when you get hired. What I do to make sure that I get advanced placement, which advanced placement is like you know where you're going to be tomorrow before the morning. Like for instance, let me show you. Okay, this is Wednesday. I got this booked last week for me. Okay, so advanced placement is like, okay, advanced placement. Basically, 3-4 days in advance, you already know where you're gonna go. Now, to get advanced placement takes one of two things. One of three things, I guess. One, you get lucky. They send you a request to teach at a certain school. Two, you've been to that school before and they liked you and they want you back in a specific classroom. Or three, you call the school office and say, hey, I'm really looking to work this next week. Can you put me in a school? Can you book me somewhere? Can I go? I will go anywhere. Of course, they'll try to keep you within 30 minutes of where you live, but you say, I can go anywhere. Can you send me anywhere? Can I get a place? And if you talk to your consultant, they'll more than likely send you a couple of bookings beforehand so that way you're locked in for work. Because what they do is they don't send the advanced placements because a lot of times people cancel the same day or the day before and then they have to find a new sub for the job. So if you can say, hey, I'm going to commit myself to this day, they'll send it to you, and then that way you don't have to worry about waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning and not getting a shift. That's what I've learned, and that's what I do. I mean, let me show you. Last week I worked 4 days in a row, and I didn't work the fifth day because I got sick. But uh, um, I had a shift that day, but I had to cancel it. Um, so, and that's just I do one phone call a week on Monday morning. I call them and say, hey, can you get me some jobs? Can you set me up? I do it every Monday. And for all the days I need, I say, hey, can you do it? I'll go anywhere. And they usually do 30 minutes. 45 minutes is the most, and then they'll pay you extra if it's an hour. I'm not doing an hour personally because the drive back Houston traffic, no, 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 no. They have schools all over Houston, but there's a lot of schools in Aldine, Humble, North Houston. So if you live in North Houston, near 45 or 290, not 290, 45, 610 area, you're really close to where schools are, and school is going to be really good for you with that being your area. Scoot also sends out an email every Friday with very helpful information to keep you up to date with what's going on. They'll tell you when things are going to get busy. They'll tell you things to make sure that you're clocking in and clocking out correctly, make sure you're dressing correctly, make sure your attitude is right, and they'll also send you information on how to work with kids in the classroom and how to build a rapport to get. There's a lot of resources out there that they send, and then there's also training videos and all that stuff to help, so you're not just walking in the dark. They give you a good amount of information, but you are doing a lot of on your footwork because when you get to the school You don't know what you're gonna do. You every now and then you'll know. They'll tell you every now and then they'll tell you what subject you're doing. But if you get the floater position, you could be doing four subjects. You could be doing four subjects in the same day. And you may not even get any assignment. You may get there and there may be no assignment. Sometimes there was an assignment and the last sub took the assignment and they didn't leave any information for the next person. Sometimes that's the case, and you'll figure that out because you'll see like the teacher left some note on the board for an assignment, but the assignment's gone. So you will have to kind of be able to have some type of resources on you, either in here or online, to like get a class going in some type of way. If it's math, hopefully you know something about math so you can teach something, or get them to work on their math online. I mean, most of these kids now, they're on a computer. Yeah. If you stuck out this video this long, if you're still here, questions, if anything that I missed, definitely drop a comment. I respond to all of my comments. If you look at any of my past videos, there is not a single comment that goes unseen. You are seen in this comment space. Okay. Follow, like, and subscribe. And I hope that if you do get the position, maybe I'll see you at a school and you'll be like, hey, I saw you from YouTube. And I'll be like, oh, dang, that's what's up. So, yeah, anyway, thank you for watching.